Hello everyone and welcome to the first of Facebook Live on a Tuesday in, must be getting close to 3 months. So I want to share with you a card that I've made using some mini catalogue products. I know not everyone has got their mini catalogues yet, but I'm hoping towards the end of this week to get some more out to people. And of course, you're welcome to stop by to pick some up. If you're interested in doing just a front door pickup, please let me know and I'll message you the new address because we're not living at home, we're in a rental now. So let me share with you a couple of the products that I'm going to be using. So the first one is Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper, which is a part of the Traditions of Christmas suite. Now with this suite, I didn't get all of it. Like everybody, I pick and choose what I get. I do love the Designer Series paper, which I've actually onto my second packet of this now. I also really love the ribbon and the embellishments as well. So let me show you those a little bit more closely. So this is on page 23 of the mini catalogue. Oh, before I continue, starting tomorrow, there is the most amazing join offer. So you can join my team for $60, and for your $60, you'll be able to choose $235 worth of product. I have never seen a join promotion or special this good. So over the coming month, I'm going to be chatting a little bit more about it. It is the most incredible value for getting over $200 worth of product for a fraction of the price. Hello, Angelica and Mandy. Thank you for joining me. So that is option one. Option two, for $169, you get to choose $344 worth of product. So what this means is you'll be spending an extra $109 to get an extra $109 worth of product. Either way you go, you're going to get the most amazing value for your money. So as mentioned, I'm going to be chatting on and off about this over the coming month. So that starts tomorrow, which is kind of exciting. I'm looking forward to that, and certainly looking forward to welcoming new people to the team. It's going to be wonderful. There are lots of benefits of being a demonstrator, and of course, one of the best benefits is the discount on your product. Hello, Corinne. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, so let me share with you the Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper. Comes in 12 by 12. 2 sheets each of 6 different designs. Of course, they are double-sided. This is a specialty paper, so let me go through and share with you some of these. One side is a really versatile pattern. The other side has got this most amazing embossing on it. Check out the shimmer and shine on that. The papers I shared last week were another specialty paper that was called Modern Christmas with black and white and gold tones. This one has just a few more extra colours. We've got some pink, some red, some green, and some pool party, which is really nice. Again, a nice neutral. That's more of a crumb cake. And again, another one. Each of these pages, one side has got that beautiful embossing. These are really fabulous images to cut out. However, if you have the dies do coordinate with these papers too. I love this pattern, just this check pattern with old olive. And check out this paper. I think this one is my favorite. Again, it does have that beautiful shimmer and shine. I'm using this one on a card tonight to share with you. Okay, let me show you the reverse side because again, we've got that beautiful paper that shimmers and shines. Again, great images to cut out. And again, the reverse side, quite neutral. I mean, how beautiful is this paper? It's just amazing. For those coming to retreat, this paper is a part of the goodie box that you'll be getting. So you get a whole packet of this to make some really amazing projects. We've got some stripes. This is Secret Sea, which is that nice deep blue, the new in colour. And this is the other piece that I've used a lot. It's got the red and cherry cobbler in it with that gold embossing. And of course, the check pattern as well. So that is the Designer Series paper. So let me share with you as well. These are called Traditional Sparkling Sequins, and these coordinate with the same packet. Check out those. So these are quite flat and they do have some really nice texture to them. So this is another one of the products of the suite. And finally, the ribbon. Let me just share this with you as well. I'm just going to cut this little bit of sticky tape off here so it doesn't stick to anything else. This ribbon has, I don't know how well you're going to see it, but it's got a beautiful shimmer to it. So one side is quite flat, but the other side has got that shimmer. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to notice it too much on my phone, but that is really beautiful to use. Okay, let me show you the card that I'm going to be making. I hope I've got the sample card here somewhere. Okay, let me have a look. Oh, wonder where I put that. That's okay. Ah, here it is. It was right in front of me. There we go. This is what I'm sharing with you. Now, I am using 2 different stamp sets to create this sentiment. So, Merry Christmas is a nice, bold sentiment. Both of these stamp sets I'm sharing with you are from the mini catalogue, and I'm only inking the Merry part of it, and that is the actual size of the stamp. And the Christmas comes from Seasonal Tags, again, one of the mini catalogue products, and I've just got the Christmas here. So I'm going to be chopping and changing between the 2 stamp sets to create my sentiment. So I might do that first, and then the rest of the card comes together fairly easily. So let me find some blocks, and I'll show you how, just to ink up that one part. A lot of you probably know how to do that, but just in case you haven't seen it done, I'm going to share with you how to do it. And ignore how dirty my blocks are because they are in desperate need of a clean. Okay, so of course, as always, I always say this, the photopolymer stamps, they do end up with some staining. Now, there are some changes happening at Stampin' Up. One of the changes is that moving forward, we'll only be having photopolymer stamp sets. Okay, so this clear rubber is all we're going to have. Our red rubber, or our cling mount stamp sets, are being phased out. So we're transitioning to new all photopolymer, and also we're going to be seeing a change in the packaging. So normally with the stamp sets, we get them in these slimline stamp cases. You know how we get the plastic envelope packaging for our sets of dies? We're going to be getting that sort of packaging for our stamp sets moving forward. So anything that currently has the stamp case is going to continue. It's when new products are released or new stamp sets are released, they'll all be photopolymer and they'll have the new storage system. So that's a change. It's something to look forward to, and I think change is always good. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Carol. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so let's make a start. I've actually cut 2 of these pieces that are the same size in the white, simply because I'm bound to make a mistake with the first one. So this piece of white measures 3.5 by 8 centimeters. I need to ink just the Merry, and I am using Real Red. Hi, Jody. Thanks for joining us. So you could use, if you wanted to, a Stampin' Right marker, which is the water-based ink that we have in the markers, which is the same ink that we have on our ink pads. If you don't have that, you can very carefully ink up the portion of the stamp that you want using the ink pad. And I am holding it very much, so it's probably a little bit hard to see, but I'm holding it very much onto the side just so that I can see where my ink is going. So then, not sure, let me put this underneath it. Then you can see that I've really only got the Mary inked up. Okay, so I'm going to be centering this a little bit higher so that I've got room for the Christmas underneath. Fingers crossed this has worked okay. Because for the original card, it took me a couple of stabs. Peel that up. Oh, you know, that's not too bad. I have ended up with a tiny little mark just here, but I think the Christmas from the other stamp set's going to cover that. So let me grab that one out. Yeah, so almost got that one fairly spot on. I just missed a small amount of ink that must have been on the other piece. Let me find a scrap of paper just to quickly stamp this. Yeah, that's good. And then Christmas is going to line up underneath. And it kind of almost covers completely that little bit of extra ink that I've gotten. But, you know, it's such a small amount, I'm not even going to worry too much. So let me hold that up a little bit. Now, I do apologise for the lighting in the dining room in the new house or the rental that we're in. There's just one single globe in the ceiling, and I do have my light ring, but there are a few shadows, so I don't have all those extra downlights and things that I normally have at home. And that's okay too. So this is, of course, the rental 4 to 6 months, just while the repair work's being done in the house. Okay, so I also have a piece of Pool Party, and this one measures 4 by 8.5, and I've got a piece of Real Red that measures 4.5. Well, yes, 4.5 by 9. So these 3 layers, I'm just going to be sticking together using a little bit of Stamp and Seal. And this is a new one. Let me just get it going. There we go. And don't forget just that little tick to break the stream of the adhesive. Okay, so lining that one up there, and the same again. So this card only has just 2 layers of dimensionals, which is perfectly okay for what I'm doing. I don't want it to be too bulky because the ribbon adds a little bit of extra bulk to it. So there is my sentiment complete. I'm just going to pop that aside, and let me pop that there so you can see that. Okay, so my card base is the Real Red, and it's just the half sheet of A4. Now I haven't scored this because I find this cardstock folds quite nicely compared to the thick white. To finish off the inside, I do have a piece of white that measures 10 centimetres by 14.4. So again, some Stamp and Seal, and I'll finish off the inside straight away, and then I don't have to come back and remember to do that. Okay, so there is the inside complete. So here is a piece of that really beautiful Designer Series paper that that I shared with you. Oh, here it is. Let me just show you this one in the big sheet because it is really beautiful. So this is the full sheet. And also for those who joined a little bit later, this is Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper, and this is a specialty paper. So it does have that beautiful gold. I think this is my favourite out of all of them. Okay, so I've got a second piece of white, 10 centimetres by 14.4, and I'm going to be sticking my piece Designer Series paper off to the left-hand side. Okay, again, some Stamp and Seal. And I think I might go that way with it. So lining up along the edge and in that corner and along the top. And I do have just a small amount of this just to trim off the bottom. Okay, next I need to put my ribbon on. I'm just going to grab the sticky tape. And I thought I was very, very organised. Thought I had everything here in front of me because I missed a couple of things when I did Facebook Live last week. So I thought I was doing well, but this is okay. All right, so my piece of ribbon, to get my length, you can either use your ruler to measure, or you can just pop your ribbon on the top, figure out how much you need, and then just snip that off. I am going to put a little bit of double-sided tape underneath this one. And I'm just using, again, that nice thin double-sided tape that I usually use under ribbon. And it will just help hold my ribbon in place. Okay, so get that off. And you want to make sure the shimmery side is facing up. So it's really, really pretty. I love this ribbon, and it's actually really beautiful to tie your bows with as well. And some sticky tape it to hold the ends in place. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to be sticking this onto my card front. I'm going to use some dimensionals. So I do have some minis. Let me just move some of this stuff out the way. Okay, so I do have, as I usually use, the mini dimensionals, and I've got the Take Your Pick tool. Okay, so while I'm doing the dimensionals, what have you made lately? I think I did ask that question last week as well, but what have you been making? Has anybody started on their Christmas cards? Always like to know that. I'm always curious when people start, or whether you do your Christmas cards all year round. Just reduces some of that pressure, I think, leading into the end of the year. Okay, so there is the dimensionals with the backings taken off, and I think that's kind of sort of straight. All right, there is that. Okay, so Mandy, if you're getting some buffering, it could just be the signal may not be fabulous. I'm not sure. I have had the odd message popping up to say that the internet is slow. So it could be that is what I'm thinking. The other thing too is hopefully when you watch it on replay, if you decide to re-watch, you shouldn't get that buffering. Okay, so my sentiment, I'm going to be sticking this on with dimensionals as well. So it may not be the best internet signal at the moment. Okay, so some dimensionals, or maybe one more. I don't know. I guess you can never have too many dimensionals. I don't know, maybe you can. And again, just stabbing into the back of those with the pick tool. Quickest and easiest way of getting those up. Okay, so sticking this onto the card front. I'm hoping it's going to go on straight, because the first time I made this card, I made a mess of it and ended up being very, very crooked. Okay, almost done. I do need the ribbon again. As I mentioned, this has got a beautiful shimmer to it, and I'm not sure how well that's picked up. So I am going to be tying a bow, And I am going to be working this bow until it's quite small because I want it to be quite little on the card front. So of course with that it is just working your bow. Now sometimes it takes a little bit longer than other times to get it done, but as mentioned, this ribbon being just that little bit wider, it does tie really beautifully. Oh, and I think it could be the weather a little bit as well, Mandy. We do have some rain here in Traralgon at the moment. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. And then trimming off. Sometimes, last time I tied the bow with this and I wanted to make it nice and small, it did take me just a little bit longer to work it to get it to where I wanted it. Oops, flicking it away. Let me just do a little bit more work with this just to tighten it up just a little bit. Okay, I think I like that side better. And then that is going to go onto my card front. Now with this ribbon, you can either choose to use a glue dot, or I'm going to be using some double-sided tape. Now the reason I'm using a double-sided tape, which I'm going to be using our tear and tape, it's just that it gives you a little bit more coverage, so there's something a little more for the bow to hold on to, I guess. So tear and tape looks very similar to other double-sided tapes, so I'm going to tear off maybe 2 centimeters, and then that will go across the back of my bow. So let me hold that up a little so it looks like that. So a little bit of pressure just to make sure that that's stuck down, and then of course peeling up the little bit of paper and then sticking that onto the card front. So rather than it being a tiny little glue dot to hold the ribbon in place, it is a little bit more substantial piece of adhesive. Okay, so finally, to finish our card, I just need to get these nice sparkly embellishments. I can't remember the name. Let me tell you the name of these. They are traditional sparkling sequins. So you can see how beautiful they are. And they are quite a flat embellishment, which is really, really nice. So really beautiful sparkle to them. So using the Designer Series paper, the sparkly or the shimmery ribbon, and these embellishments, it really makes for an amazing, amazing card, or of course scrapbook page if you enjoy memory keeping. Okay, so using my putty end, I am using one of the pool party embellishments, and I've just got the one on this card, and that will pop there. And there you have a nice, fairly simple Christmas card. You could make multiples of these. You may want to rethink what you're using as your sentiment rather than using 2 stamps, because it does take just a few moments, and as I did, I got that little bit of extra ink on it, which in the big scheme of things doesn't really matter. So that is the card that I've got for you for tonight. Oops, clean up my bit of mess here. So again, it's using Traditions of Christmas products. So we have Designer Series paper, the ribbon and the embellishments, and the 2 stamp sets that I use to create the Merry Christmas. We've got Merry Christmas from the mini catalogue, and seasonal tags, which is also from the mini catalogue. So to mix and match the sentiments in this particular stamp set, it's going to really work nicely. And of course, it's got the to from that you can use on your tags as well. Hello, Pam. Thank you so much, Mandy. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. That's all I've got for you for tonight. And just one more quick reminder. Here we go. The join special for next month, $60 to join my team. you'll be able to choose 235 worth of product. As I mentioned earlier in my live, I will be sharing more information and different things about some of the benefits of being a demonstrator during the course of October. So no rush to make a decision on it straight away, but you might be something you'd like to think about because it is really amazing value. So thank you so much everyone for joining me. I really hope you've enjoyed tonight's Facebook Live. I'm going to be back next Tuesday, so slowly getting a little bit more back to normal with everything stamping up. So I guess starting a bit more with Facebook Lives is a good place to start for the time being. I will let you know more about classes. I have retreat in a couple of weeks, and then probably looking at resuming other classes after retreat. Just need to see how things go with the house over the coming weeks. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed this evening's Facebook Live, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again next Tuesday at 8 p.m. So until then, take care and see you soon.